it was Malaysia's game the other day.
Yeah.
She kind of bounced back and kind of tried to find what she's good at and what she can do.
Here's the thing, people go crazy. It's Malaysia's process. It's her process. Everybody has a process. Everybody wants to say, maybe transfer. Everybody wants to say, well, what we trust over here.
Yeah.
we trust our process, and our process is sometimes painful. Our process is sometimes great. Also, our process sometimes, the greatness camouflage is what you really need to work on. That's with everybody.
Guys, hello, welcome back to my channel, guys. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Happy early Thanksgiving. Okay, unfortunately I have to work, but today we had a potluck at work, and we having another potluck tomorrow. Not gonna lie, the food was pretty good, I just say. But tomorrow on Thanksgiving, keep the calendars marked, guys, because Gamecocks, okay, they just got defeated by UCLA last Sunday. They will face off with Iowa State Cyclones tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day. And it had me thinking about, the predictability of this game. Can they pull it off? Will they pull it off? Because again, Iowa State Cyclones, they are ranked number 15th. Gamecocks was ranked number 1 until the UCLA came through with the upset, and now they are ranked number 4, I believe. I thought it was 5, but now they're ranked number 4 in the power rankings of women's college basketball in the nation. And it's a lot of chatter, guys, going on. It's a whole lot of chatter about Dawn Staley, the South Carolina Gamecocks as a team, Dawn Staley's methods of teaching, coaching, the way she handles her players, and specific players such as Milaysia Fulwiley, and will she choose to transfer away from South Carolina? I've been doing some research on this topic ever since they got beat Sunday by UCLA, and I've been watching a lot of commentary on YouTube, and it's been a mixture of emotions and an analysis that goes on to Sunday's game loss to UCLA. A lot of people are stating that Milaysia Fulwiley possibly has some sort of beef with Dawn Staley, and that she only was able to play 3 minutes out of the entire game. It was like, that's ridiculous. Why didn't Dawn Staley put Milaysia Fulwiley in the first quarter? She tried to put up a shot. It got blocked by a 6'5" player. Dawn Staley immediately pulled her out. It said Milaysia Fulwiley, again, this is rumors. I've been on Twitter researching. People were saying Milaysia Fulwiley was clearly visibly upset on the bench. She was holding back tears. She was tearing up a little bit. And Dawn Staley was actually trying to sub her back in the game, and Milaysia Fulwiley refused to join her sisters out on that court, and she even stopped clapping for her team. I wanted to talk a little bit about discipline and how Dawn Staley views discipline. So, of course, Dawn Staley, being the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, I remember in an interview, she always would say things such as remember one of her quotes is, "It's not about winning games. It's about having discipline." That's what she says. And this is her definition of discipline. So it says, Staley defines discipline as being able to do things you don't want to do in the moment. And I agree with her. Like right now, I'm in school. I got essays to do. I'm about to do some corrections on an essay, and I'm going to have to resubmit it. My professor just marked it all up, saying this is not right. This is not right. You got to follow this template, this rubric. So this weekend, I'm about to just make the corrections to it, right, and then resubmit it. Again, that's discipline. I got to go to the gym. You have to exercise. You got to brush your teeth. You got to eat right? These are all things of discipline. It's when you don't want to do something in the moment, but you do it anyway, regardless of how you feel, right? See, that's the difference between discipline and having motivation. Being motivated, it relies upon a feeling, right? I don't feel like going to the gym, but today I do feel like going to the gym. Discipline it doesn't matter. Regardless of how you feel, it's going to get done. Now, it says Staley believes that discipline is central to a success, and that it's more important than X's and O's. She says a disciplined person can do anything, and I agree with her as well. A disciplined person can do damn near anything, right? Because again, they have that self-motivation, that self-reliance, that discipline to put mind over matter, okay, and overdrive their own emotions. Like again, like you set your alarm clock at 6 a.m. on your weekend, say this Saturday, Sunday. Of course, you naturally as a human being, it's your day off, right, on the weekends. You don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. But again, discipline versus motivation will override those feelings of sleepiness, tiredness. I always want to stay in bed and lay up in bed till 9 a.m. scrolling on TikTok. Discipline will make you get up out that bed at exactly 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning on your day off and get you up to the gym. I believe that when UCLA defeated the Gamecocks on Sunday, that evening, it showed that it was a discipline issue. You're like, well, how, Geneva? Let me explain. There has been players on this team that have been kind of cutting up, okay? You got I believe it's pronounced Sanaya Ja. Dawn Staley said herself that, you know what, she has been doing things and she was committing actions that was detrimental, not only just to herself, but to the team as a whole. She enters the transfer portal. Of course, you know, Ashton Watkins, again, it was all allegations. It was all alleged domestic violence abuse. But, you know, she had to go to court, and, like, it was a bad look. Lack of discipline. You know, you got freaking, what's her name? Of course, Milaysia Fulwiley, they saying, like, you know, she's refusing to be subbed in. You know, she was getting emotional. She was kind of tearing up. Lack of discipline. They said the fact that Tahina Pow is so close and buddy with Dawn Staley that she just calls her Dawn. Okay, they said like the former players, the OGs, like such as Asia Wilson, Tiffany Mitchell, Alicia Gray. They was like, what is this Dawn stuff? It was like she was Coach Staley. You called her Mrs. You know, Miss Staley, Miss Dawn Staley, Coach Dawn Staley. The new girls is like dapping her up, talking about some Dawn this and Dawn that. It was like, you know, it seems like to be a lack of discipline again. With the Ashton Watkins situation, it's just a lot of nonsense at these places. Hell, Chloe Kitts, just 2 weeks ago, she got sat out from one game due to an academic policy issue. Again, we don't know what that alludes to, but again, it's like the discipline is starting to slip away from this team. Okay, what their actions off the court is starting to affect the court. The actions of these players off the court are starting to become, you know, it's giving negative effects to the players and the team as a whole on the court. And if they had the discipline on Sunday's game versus UCLA, they would have played far better than they did. Okay, Milaysia Fulwiley, you know, she was putting up bad shots. Raven Johnson was just out of her element. Tahina Pow, and I'll give it to her, Tessa Johnson. It was really Tessa Johnson versus UCLA, but then right immediately after her, it was Tahina Pow trying to put something up. But again, it's like a lot of these ladies have issues. I don't want to say all of them, but a lot of them have issues with a lack of self-discipline off the court, and it's starting to show. Allow me to read you a little bit of an article by Sports Illustrated. It says, it is titled, South Carolina coach Dawn Staley addresses Milaysia Fulwiley transfer chatter. It says the South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball team's 43-game win streak came to a sudden end on Sunday after they were defeated by the now number 1 ranked UCLA Bruins. In the aftermath of that defeat, the playing time, or lack thereof, of South Carolina standout guard Milaysia Fulwiley, who played just 3 minutes and scored 0 points in the loss, was a common talking point on social media. Some fans made it clear that they thought Fulwiley should transfer schools at the end of the season, which would be foolish, like no, because she wasn't getting the minutes she deserved. It didn't take legendary Gamecocks coach Dawn Staley long to address the sentiment, which was included in a November 27th article by the State's Lou. It's her process, Staley was quoted stating in the article. Everybody has a process, and everybody wants to stay transferred, but we trust over here. That's with everybody. Milaysia and I are good. Other people ask about issues and what is going on here, but our house is tight. Later on in the article, Staley speaks more about her and Fulwiley's current relationship standing. What's important to me is the trust, Staley said of Fulwiley. She trusts me, I trust her, and it is family trust. I don't have a soundbite to give you other than we are all good. It is our process that we are going to continue to trust. It is not about UCLA that she didn't play the rest of the game. It is about that her picture is up here, Staley said, pointing to posters of other South Carolina women's basketball greats hanging around her in the practice gym, and that she is in the league for as long as she wants to be. And that is her process, Staley continued. Sometimes that process forces you to be uncomfortable at times, but then you address things and move forward. Again, Dawn Staley, you know, she's a very classy woman. She doesn't like drama and rumors swirling around about herself, just as well as her players. And she was like, you know, it's just a process. You know, Milaysia Fulwiley, you know, I believe this is her sophomore year. And, you know, sometimes that freshman, sophomore year, hell, junior, senior year, when as a collegiate athlete, you kind of hit a little bit of a wall. She, unfortunately, again, like, I see both sides, right? People are accusing Dawn of, you know, just snatching her out of the game and not allowing her, you know, minutes and playing time. And then people are saying, like, no, Dawn actually wanted her back in the game. She tried to suffer in. Milaysia Fulwiley threw a tantrum, a hissy fit. She has, you know, zero emotional regulation. And she refused to join. And they said the ladies around her, the other Gamecock ladies, they were like, yeah, like go back in and like play. And like Milaysia Fulwiley just refused to go. All in all, I believe that, you know, Milaysia Fulwiley, again, like she's a human. These ladies are human beings, such as Dawn Staley as well. Of course, you're not going to always agree with every play that your coach draws up. You're not going to agree with every decision, be it coaching, you know, on the court, off the court. They have the right to, you know, be humans and express themselves in a range of emotions. But again, discipline could have nipped a lot of this mess in the bud, because everybody and their mom is now claiming that Milaysia Fulwiley got beef with Dawn Staley. She about to enter the transfer portal and just give the Gamecocks team the middle finger. Again, as you guys probably already know, I am currently in the Air Force. Okay, I'm serving military. I remember in boot camp, if you ever been to boot camp, if you guys are veterans, please comment down below. You remember how it was in boot camp? Like, why are we, folding socks? Why you got me folding t-shirts and shorts? It's because you got to pay attention to the little details, right? It was just to build that discipline up. Discipline yourself. You always want to discipline yourself. You don't want to allow someone to discipline you. Now, Milaysia Fulwiley, again, she's 19, 20 years of age. Very young lady. Again, she has her, she has a little bit of an ego to her, and that's fine. She's an athlete. She's very good at what she does. And again, like, unfortunately, perhaps, again, I'm not trying to assume anything. Maybe she really was upset about, getting, kind of yanked up out the game on, versus UCLA on Sunday, that Sunday evening's game. And like, yeah, she kind of, was upset. She was, angry. And she did refuse to go back into the game, could that be the reason why we lost? It could have saved us. I'm not sure, but the fact that she only played 3 minutes and like all this, people saying this tension and drama is going on, possibly surrounding the Gamecocks team. Again, this all starts with that D word that Dawn Staley loves, and I also love, is discipline. These ladies, again, they are grown adults. They first have to discipline themselves. And then when your coach is the Dawn Staley, she wants to discipline you. You need to allow that, okay? Again, tomorrow, guys, is Thanksgiving. I can't wait. Again, unfortunately, I'll be working on Thanksgiving, but I will also be sneaking this game in. I believe in my time, it should come on around 11:30 a.m. And I can't wait. Again, like Iowa State, the Cyclones, they are ranked number 15th. The freaking Gamecocks are now ranked. They just dropped from number 1 down to number 4. Let's see if they learn a lesson from Sunday's loss to UCLA. Let's see if they allow discipline to allow them to get this W.